This is exciting because it's finally back in the office daytime. Yay! I am finally back in my actual office. All the renovations are done. All of the replacement furniture is in. Everything is pretty well set up for the most part. There's a few little details, a couple things here and there, but I am happy to be back in this space. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we had a flood back in October that impacted pretty well this entire main level, specifically where my office space was. So it's been a long haul. It's been a long time, but it is 100% worth it. I will bring you on a little tour a little bit later today. But aside from that, it's kind of weird being back in the space. For those of you that have been around for a while, you know my big door picture, and it is there. You can't see it because my background is blurred, but it is there. I promise. I put it right back up. I'm in the frame. Felix is there. He's chilling out. He's hanging out. Let's see if he's quiet. But yeah, this is really neat and I'm pretty excited. But this is not what this video is about. This is not what the inspiration behind this video is about. I just wanted to talk about the elephant in the room right off the bat. But the thing I was thinking about this weekend, and I was watching Queer Eye, for those of you that know or don't know, that's a show on Netflix, but they were specifically dealing with fraternity boys in the very first episode, and one of the characters was having them talk about their feelings and all of this stuff, and I thought it really illustrated supposed to culture in a bold and obvious way, especially as it relates to young men. Now obviously young men have it far harder than women in terms of expressing their emotions, knowing how to feel their feelings, or even understanding what it is that they are feeling. But this alone, this culture, this supposed to culture that is influencing men, women, non-binary people, whatever the case may be, is so strong and deep within us that there are times where we do not even understand what our emotions are trying to teach us, tell us, or even what it means. Like, what does this emotion or this feeling even mean? And we bottle everything up inside. And I think specifically in this case with this particular episode, there was this talk about the conditioning that men receive where they have to keep their feelings all bottled up. They can't burden anybody. They have to be the men, the good, strong men, and they have to take care of everybody else, and they can't put themselves first. And I think there's a lot of this similar for women as well, to be to procreate, to be the mom, to work, to take care of all the kids, to take care of all the cooking, to take care of the house, all of these, pressures that make us feel selfish when it comes time to take care of our own needs or explore our own feelings or do some of that internal work. And the point of this video and the point of this illustration is to understand the power that conditioning has on us all, and why it's so important to ditch supposed to culture, to break up a supposed to culture, or if that doesn't really speak to you, that terminology, that verbiage, the purpose or the importance of deconditioning, of stripping away all of these societal expectations, the societal ideas, all of these notions that we have to be a very specific way and do very specific things in order to be a valuable, worthy member of society. Because the longer that we continue to run in this rat race, doing everything we think we're supposed to do, and then feeling this shame spiral, feeling like we should be happy, we should be better, we shouldn't feel upset, we should be glad because we're doing all of the things and we're following the path. Like, why do I feel so dissatisfied? The longer that we continue to engage in this sort of spiral, the harder it becomes to decondition. Not necessarily harder, the longer it's going to take to decondition, because the longer you do something, the longer you've committed it to memory, the more it's become habitual. And you know anything about habits, like, it takes a little while to break them. And when we're talking about a habit or, a set of behaviors that's become learned and entrenched into who we are, the very fabric of our DNA, not our DNA specifically, the very fabric of our identity and how we see ourselves, the longer that's in place, meaning all of this conditioning, because let's face it, we've been learning this conditioning since childhood, since we were quite young. So to go and unlearn that, to decondition it, it's going to be a lengthy process, but it's a process that is worthwhile. Unraveling all of this pressure, all of these ideas about who you have to be and how you have to show up and how you deal with your trauma and how you be yourself, all of these need to be pulled back so that you can uncover who you actually are. Because until you start to strip all of this pressure back and really get to the root of who you want to be and start exploring what that means to you personally and becoming okay with being a little bit selfish. I'm saying this all the time, exploring your selfishuality in a really beautiful way. And I want there to be a reclamation of that word in a sense, because it is okay to put yourself first. And I want you to say, I'm okay with being a little bit selfish right now because it's going to benefit other people. And this is something that I'm teaching my clients all the time, getting comfortable with being a little bit selfish, because you have to be able to do this work. And I want you to look at it as a really beautiful opportunity to have a new relationship with yourself, to start peeling back the layers and understanding who you are on a core level, on a soul level, as opposed to who you believe you are in accordance to or in accordance with the rules in the game of supposed to culture and society. And it's really cool when you start to do this work, but it can be a little bit overwhelming, which is why it's so helpful to be able to do the work collaboratively with a therapist or a coach or whatever really suits you, a psychotherapist, somebody else in the space that is a third party that can walk with you and guide you on this journey as you begin to break up with supposed to culture. Because your ego brain is going to have a freak out because it's become so accustomed to doing things a very specific way and to adhering to a very specific set of standards and expectations that the minute you start to do something else, which is why it needs to be in baby steps, this is going to go berserk. You're going to have all of those intrusive what if thoughts. What if I do this and I don't feel better? What if everybody makes fun of me? What if everybody hates me? What if everybody walks out of my life if I start putting myself first? What if I don't even like what I see when I get to the bottom of it? What if I'm a bad person? All of these intrusive what if thoughts start to come up the second that you start to do and think and unravel and decondition all of this ick that has been placed on all of us, men, women alike, like everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You are under the influence of supposed to culture and pressure. But once you start to break that cycle, once you start to rediscover who you are very, very slowly through the therapeutic process, because obviously during a therapy session, there's an element of safety. Once you get to that point, it becomes a lot free. There's a sense of freedom with that, where you want to just explore more, but it's getting over the hump and all of the fear and all of the fear-based thoughts that are going to come up. Once you can get over that, and as you start to do that, this work starts to get more empowering and less challenging. But with that, I'm going to go before Felix starts to really bark very loudly, because I feel like it's coming. But I hope you're happy, healthy, and abundant. And of course, make it a great day. Make it a great day. Make it a great day. This is me peeling away the layers of supposed to culture and putting it on the floor, because that's where it belongs. I have to sweep that up later. Anyways, let's get to it.